Everybody told me, don't work, just go to school and, focus on your grades. That's what you're there for, and first and foremost is to study. But that became impossible. It's either I'm gonna work and go to school, or I just can't go to school.
The reality is, even though school is the first priority, it's not your only priority. And that's the main thing that I think a lot of people do not understand. Low-income students do understand what they are here for, but there's other things in life that you have to deal with.
The university as a whole, do they understand what low-income students go through? And do they understand the things that a low-income student needs? I wouldn't say they necessarily do.
There was a time when I lost my debit, my little Cal 1 card, whatever it's called. I didn't eat for a whole weekend because there was no other money. I didn't have, I'm depending on this dumb little card that they put points on. So it's just like what these words, something as basic as just being able to eat became a factor.
But what I feel we are blind to actually is socioeconomic. I don't think most people know what it is to be poor who deal with students at Berkeley. They take for granted that there is this platform of financial security that students have that means that you have food to eat every day. I just think we're blind to, you didn't pay your rent, it's because you're bad, or you aren't managing your money properly, not because there isn't enough money for you to do that. And that's the area where I think we are the least sensitive.
Yeah, I think the experience varies from individual to individual, but for me, I'm a full-time student, which is 13 units. I go to school full-time. I work with /COP as a peer advisor. I also work as a tutor with the M3 program, which is a program geared to low-income African-American students. And then I also work at home at nighttime, helping my dad make donuts because he's getting old, and I really don't want him to get hurt on the job and stuff like that. So I go home to help him out. So trying to balance all them things out and then trying to do well in school, it's kind of hard because on one hand you're trying to do well in school and you're trying to succeed, and by succeeding you're trying to help your family succeed, but at the same time you feel kind of bad. Not you kind of feel bad, you do feel bad. I know I feel bad all the time that I'm here in Berkeley, that my family, my mom and dad is at home struggling, working 13, 14-hour days, and it ain't right for me to be here because to be here, people live in so much luxury and stuff like that, and I feel like a lot of people here they don't understand what they got, and for me to be here and they never had the opportunity to be here themselves, I don't feel right.
College is sort of a pathway to achieve something, so you won't have to experience this low income situation for the rest of your lives. So you won't have to experience things, sort of as you experienced it as you were a child growing up. This is a way to sort of be able to get the financial stability that you need to have a comfortable life. So that's probably what fuels most low-income students in coming here. That's probably what gives them the drive to keep going when things get sort of hard.
I think the university's definition is they define low income by meeting a certain income bracket, and the student being a Pell Grant recipient. How that differs to me is I don't know if they can or do identify all low-income students. And I don't even necessarily know if they're sensitive or aware of all the issues that this student population is facing. There's very few, or if there are any, there's very few or far between support services for low-income students. I think /COP is one of the few, and the recruitment retention centers, which is student-oriented and student-ran, is definitely another one. But outside of that, there's very few faculty or any administration members who kind of really understand what low-income students go through, or be supportive of them to begin with. So,
low income, well, that's basically layman's terms broke. Low income meaning that we have to struggle from day to day to find ways to either earn money, find money, limit ourselves from going shopping, from eating at, fancy restaurants, from just even buying books. To tell you the truth, I have not even bought the books that I need for my semester because I don't have the money for it yet. I have to, go to the libraries and have the ones that the teacher set on reserve for me in order for me to get that information, or I have to, borrow some other classmates' books and stuff like that. So that's being low income.
You have to get over the sleepiness that you have from coming from work, waking up in the morning, going to class, and then buckling down and studying. That's where it's the hard part. Because after work, on Saturdays, Sunday, I work 10 to 5, 7-hour shifts. I work Mondays, Thursdays. And then after that, I really don't feel like studying, but I have to. So it's something that you have to do. I mean, at that stage, it's not what you're comfortable with, it's what you have to do. So you have to just make it work. That's the bottom line. You have to make it work.
In terms of going to like cafes and studying and stuff, I can't go into a cafe. If I go in there, I have to buy something, and if I go in there every day, it's like $5 a day just for some coffee and some, I don't know, bread or something. So that would be what, $25 a week? I can't afford that. So for me, cafes are out. In terms of like even parties, like I'm not in any sort of like fraternity or sorority, or and I'm not involved in that, because to me I feel like I have to get concentrated in my education, and even for that it requires clothes to go dress nicely, and to go into those parties. When it's themed, you have to be go into like buy whatever you need to fit the theme. Like I don't have that money to be going to those kind of parties. So in reality, like the experience is not the same. It's not the same.
I feel like nobody should have to experience this just to come to school. Nobody should even have to have to deal with this type of stuff. I feel like having to pay for these books, I'm just like, sometimes I just probably feel like I can't do it. I feel like giving up. I feel like just going back home, finding a job there, and just probably living that way, sort of taking an easier route. I was thinking about for a minute, probably going to a fireman academy, doing something like that. But then I realized that this probably is a better route. I mean, and then all the debt that you have to, there's no guarantee that you'll be able to get a job after college. Having to pay for books, you gotta give up some things, because you gotta pay $250 for a book that you're gonna need for one semester. I mean, and that Nets is gonna give you probably $50 for. It's a total complete ripoff, the whole book thing. And I mean, it's just about, I don't know. I guess the university has to make their money over everything else. It's not about the people, not about the individuals.
Every little fee matters, like whether it's $10 for the RSF or $5 for that added drive, or like we see a raise in our tuition, or we see a cut in our refund check, like little stuff. A cut in your refund check is big stuff. Like everything's big to us. Like $10 could go buy you groceries and you can eat for a week, as opposed to that $10 going to the RSF or that $5 going to that added drive fee, whatever. To me, the little things are the big things. And if you can't recognize that or realize that, then are you really being understanding of the experience, or like are you really supporting low-income students? You know what I'm saying? By increasing these fees or having additional miscellaneous fees added on every other year.